Hey, welcome back. 540 ESPN, Pro Wrestling Report, and ESPNMilwaukee.com. We have with us now a member of the Main Event Mafia, a multiple-time tag team champion, and multiple-time WCW heavyweight champion of the world, Booker T. King Booker, welcome to the program.
Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on? How's it going?
Oh, it's good. We got some actual warmth up here. It's, not freezing up here in Milwaukee. We know that you're living down in Texas, so you don't know what the cold weather's like on a daily basis.
Man.
But
no, we don't know what that's about, man. We always hovering around, 60 to 80 on a regular basis,
Yeah. Well, Book, welcome to the program. We just want to do a quick recap of what Booker T has done in the professional wrestling business. Also, by the way, with me, Dave Herro from the Pro Wrestling Report and Great Lakes Championship Wrestling. Dave?
Hey, Booker, how are you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing great, man. Actually, doing real good.
Fabulous.
Okay. One of the things we wanted to talk about is, you got Team 3D kind of talking on TNA about how they may be the greatest tag team of all time, but, maybe some of our fans have forgotten that Booker T is one of the best tag team wrestlers of all time, along with his brother Stevie Ray.
Actually, Booker T, I've had tag team Gold, had tag team reigns with 4 different partners. RVD, Gold Dust, my big brother Stevie Ray, and the late Tess, as we know, passed away just a few days ago. And, I've had a stellar tag team career. Seemed like everybody that they've put me with, everybody I've tagged with, we've gone on to win the big one, So my tag team prowess has always been there. Something that's near and dear to my heart, like you say, the Harlem Heat. I always put myself and my brother in, that top 5 as far as greatest tag teams of all times. I'm winning 10, WCW World Tag Team Championships the hard way, going against guys back then, who were real tag team, viable tag teams, guys who were, pretty much 6'4", 6'5", 250-pound guys, guys like the Nasty Boys, guys like the Road Warriors, guys like Sting, Lex Luger, and the list goes on and on, So Harlem Heat, is literally, hovering, as far as greatest tag teams of all times, of course.
What's it like working with guys like on your side as far as like Scott Steiner, Kevin Nash, Kurt Angle, 3 guys that you've had a lot of history with as far as in-ring action, and yet, you've had a few matches with Sting, but pretty much all of your partners in the Mafia are guys you've had feuds with.
That's just a good part about it. We all know each other. We've been in the trenches with each other. We've warred with each other on regular basis back in the day. So I always say, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. And that's kind of like what it is right there. Main Event Mafia, we're a bunch of veterans. We're a bunch of guys who know what it's like to be in the position where the front line guys are right now. We know what those guys want to get, and they're going to work real hard. But we're just not willing to give it up right now. We're happy being the top guys, being the main event men, being the draw, being the top on the card here in TNA. It's a good feeling, to be a general. When you become general, you don't get your stripes taken away from you, man. That's just something that just don't happen. Until we retire, we are, the Main Event Mafia.
Last week we had Kevin Nash on the show with us, and he mentioned about Mick Foley, not too sure what his role is right now in TNA wrestling. He also mentioned that Mick Foley, there could be a spot for him in the Main Event Mafia, as he is as well, a former world champion. What are your thoughts on that?
Mick Foley, I'm sure he's going to come around sooner or later. He's going to see that you can't, beat it into these guys' heads, the AJ Styles, the Samoa Joes, You can't beat it into these guys' heads. They're going to have to learn it the hard way, So Mick Foley, I'm sure he's going to come around sooner or later, as soon as we get this punk Jeff Jarrett straightened out, you know what I mean? And, just lay the hammer down on this guy, I'm not saying we're going to put a hit out on him or anything, but Jeff Jarrett, if you don't see him on TNA, hey, don't say Booker T said something's going to happen or I told you so.
No, we're not saying that at all, Book. But, you mentioned Test, and obviously Dave also was a little close to Test. Kevin spoke about it last week on the program, how close he was to Test. Give us a couple words. Obviously you can't summarize, your feelings about Andrew Martin, but, just let everybody know what you thought of Test.
Test was a great guy, man. Test was one of a kind. he was one of those guys who could have had a stellar career, but when you let drugs interfere and come into play, such as he did, drugs have tainted a lot of great wrestlers in this business, tainted a lot of great superstars, and took them down that wrong road, and a lot of them didn't recover from it. And he's one of them, But Tess was my tag team partner. We went on the win tag team gold and WCW tag team champions and WWE tag team champions. So we were great friends. Actually, we were really good friends. But the last time I talked to him, he was in a state that I didn't feel like he should have been in. And his death to me is really. It saddens me, but I'm really not surprised or anything like that. It's not like, because he seemed like something was bothering him. Seemed like, he had something, eating at him. What was it? I really don't know, but I really do feel like this business can drive you. It can really take you. It can consume you, and it can chew you up, and it can spit you out. And you really got to have your bearings when you're in a business such as this professional wrestling game. If anybody ever gone out and seen that movie, The Wrestler, I've heard a lot of negative things about it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. But I tell you what, that guy, is really, what wrestling is really all about. That movie, and spent a lot of my comrades, a lot of my soldiers has been in that same predicament. So God bless him. Hopefully I see him on the other side. And that's pretty much as I can say about it.
Gotcha, Booker. Now that you're in TNA, it seems like you've been having a lot more fun, a little bit more relaxed. You got to be Black Snow as one of the ring of one of the commentators, and the fans love that. Was it an easy decision for you to leave the WWE and move to TNA, where you now seem to be having more fun and a little bit of a lighter schedule?
Well, when I left WWE, I wasn't expecting to come to TNA or anything like that. It was a very easy decision for me to leave WWE. I felt like it was my time to leave WWE. I feel like life goes in stages. I don't feel like you can be in one stage for your whole life. You can really get caught up, and a lot of guys have seen life passing by like that. I don't want to be one of those people. I don't live for wrestling. I live to entertain the fans. Mm-hmm. That's what I do, and whether I entertain them in professional wrestling or on the big screen, doing what I do, I'm going to still entertain.
Are you talking about those vignettes you did goofing on Rock? Is that what you're talking about? Because those were hilarious.
Well, my thing is I just love to entertain.
Yeah.
The Black Snow thing, that's a character.
Yeah, and I want to talk about Black Snow when you get a second.
Well, actually, Black Snow is actually a poet, actually in Houston, Texas, and I've gone and seen him, do his work, and he's a great, great poet, been around the city for so long, and, I was like, man, I want to be Black Snow, I want to be Black Snow, so I put Black Snow out, in live and living color, on screen, from a different perspective, and and it's just paying homage to, what he, done for me, when I watch him do his thing, And that's what I do. That's what I've done since I was a kid. I've always been able to, transform into different characters. I got an African accent, I got a British accent.
Kind of comes on and off.
Well, it comes and goes. It's one of those things, where I got to be in a certain mood.
Yeah.
To be, had an accent. I got to be, totally in a different frame of mind. Right now, I'm not in that frame of mind, so that African accent kind of gone away, but it'll come back, and that's what I do, and I when I perform, it's for the fans, it's for the entertainment value of what we do. So leaving WWE was very, very easy. Being here in TNA now, stepping into this role and doing what I'm doing now, is really, really easy for me. I tell people I started working when I was 25 years old and got into the wrestling business. I really honestly, truly believe that. Just happen to get paid for what I do now.
Yeah. Hey, the Black Snow thing. Now, if you physically feel that you can't go in the ring anymore, you don't want to subject your body to that. Do you think commentary is something that you might want to jump into? Because I'm telling you, from the stuff you did on SmackDown to the stuff that you did on Raw to the stuff that you're doing now as Black Snow and TNA, phenomenal. I don't have my bell here. I usually ring my bell every time I say phenomenal.
Hey, Brad Daugherty, he does. NASCAR.
Sure.
You know, he was center for the Cleveland back in the day. You know, I feel like I could do. I feel like I could do NASCAR. I got a country voice.
You're a golf guy. I bet you're a golf commentator.
I got on I just finished playing 18 holes.
Okay, say
it. Me right now, I could do golf. I literally could do football. I know
figure
football.
Skating?
Figure skating, basketball, ice hockey. I could literally do whatever I want to do as far as voiceovers, cartoons, makeup voices. You know, I got a voice, you know, like that I made up for my dog. You know what I mean? So I speak to my dog and speak for my dog at the same time. You know, so and it drives my wife crazy. You know, so I feel like, you know, my talent, you know, that I have, you know, it's a gift, you know, that you don't learn, you know, the man upstairs bless you with it. And I just happen to have been blessed with, you know, the talent to be able to go out and transform and be stupid, you know, and just be free.
Hey, Booker, I got a question for you. What was it like bash at the beach when you finally win your first world championship?
You know, I mean, a lot of people ask me about that day, you know, and it was a day for me that answered a lot of questions. More importantly than anything, I always wondered, you know, what the fans going to accept me, you know, in that role, you know, as being champion. You know, a lot of people doubted me, you know, whether I could carry it, you know. When I finally won it that night, you know, and the fans, you know, gave me that stamp of approval and let me know all the hard work, had paid off. Even now today, you know, I say the same thing. You know, people ask me, man, don't you get tired of people asking you for your autograph? And I say that, man, that just lets them know that I'm still doing something right.
And people still care. Yeah.
Yeah, they still care. They just let me know I'm doing the right things, you know what I mean? And I say when they stop asking me for my autograph, that's when I need to wear it. You know, so that's what it did for me. It just gave me that stamp of approval that, man, Booker T, you are viable. You are, you know, accepted as being, you know, one of our world champions. And to wear that, you know, title around my waist, you know, it's something I wear with pride, you know, because it's only so many guys have been in that position throughout the years, you know what I mean? And to do it and wear it well, you know, and that means a lot, you know what I mean? That's why I tell all the young guys, you don't walk out with the belt, you know, on your shoulder. You wear it, you know what I mean? You wear the title. You know what I mean? If you got a waistline, you know, small enough to wear.
Well, Bobby Heenan always said, he's like, you never see a guy that wears a Super Bowl ring worn around his neck, you know?
That's true. You know, I've always, since I've been the television champion, you know, and WCW, the tag team champions, I've always worn the title around my waist.
Which is something that I appreciate, by the way.
That's a true champion, you know, a true champion. Ric Flair always wore the title. You know what I mean? And that's a symbol, you know, of greatness. You know what I mean? I've always wanted to put myself in the elite of wrestlers. As far as I've always worked hard enough to want to be in that elite. You know, and I've always let the fans dictate. You know, should I be in that? You know, that circle. You know, and when they create that circle one day, you know, of those champions, you know, that the fans really. Believed in, you know, I just want to be in that circle. You know, I just want to be in that circle.
Well, Booker, Houston is the place to be for wrestling fans the next couple of weeks. Of course, WrestleMania is going to be in town, but actually a bigger event is your special event. You got a big FanFest down there. You got, you know, the Icon Sting. You're going to be there. Kevin Nash, the Beautiful People. Just a huge list of wrestling stars. And then, of course, you know, you kind of run into the Vince McMahon roadblock where he's pulling some of the talent off your show.
Yeah.
As a person that can relate with that, you know, what's going on down there? Why are they trying to make things so difficult for you?
You know why? You know, that's a question. You know, you got to ask the other side. You know, because I really don't have any idea why. You know, what I'm doing, you know, for my charity. You know, I grew up in the city of Houston. You know, trying to do a lot of work right now as far as help a lot of kids who was in a lot of the same situations that I was in. You know, as far as being steered the wrong way. You know, I got a mentoring program, a dropout program. Foundation hadn't been doing as well as it could have, you know, being funded through my PWA wrestling shows every month. You know, everything goes from that goes into the foundation. But, you know, a lot of times we make a little bit of money. A lot of times we lose money, you know, but we felt like, you know, WWE being in town would be a great opportunity to raise money for the foundation. I know when I was a part of WWE, they did a lot of charities. I don't know now. After this incident, whether those charities are just for
Hey, Buck, do you have a website that you can plug for the fan? I know you got a fan access.
BookerTLOW.com.
Okay. Once again, BookerTLOW.com, right?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Booker.
Yeah, so I don't know what the situation was, man, but about 6 of my talent got pulled off after the website went up.
Mm-hmm.
But we keep on keeping on, man. The guys went out, and some guys heard about it, and they filled in that spot. You know what I mean? So we got a lot more talent, even better talent, even coming in. From the talent that we lost. So I'm a firm believer in when you do wrong, it comes back to you. But when you do right, it happens for you tenfold.
Yeah, Book, I wish this is my first year in the last 4 years that I'm not going to be at WrestleMania, so I'm unable to come down and see the event. But, Book, thank you for being on the Pro Wrestling Report with us. We appreciate your time. We're going to check you out over on TNA Impact, Main Event Mafia. Hey, how can a guy like me get one of those fancy velvet sweatsuits?
You got to become a made man, brother.
I know, and
that's never going to happen.
I'm not made. Book, thanks for being on the program. This is 540 ESPN, the Pro Wrestling Report.
Hey, I appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Book. Appreciate it.